Gardening with Soul in the land of El Sol. It's winter here in Tucson, Arizona. Well, almost winter. It's nice and cold out. And how can you tell it's winter in Tucson? There's sleeves on my shirt. I'm not in a tank top anymore. Anyway, so what I'm looking at sharing with you today is protecting some of your more frost tender plants. I'm in Tucson, Arizona, and it gets can get well below freezing, 26, 20, 18. Holy moly, that's cold, right? People in whatever, Minnesota are like, oh, that's not cold. Well, it is cold, and especially when you're talking about succulent plants like this crasula. And so they can't stay out in the garden. They freeze at about 45 degrees. So what I've done is move them onto the porch. And they're very happy here on the porch. They live in pots, so I can move them easily. And just being undercover on a porch is enough for them, and it helps them survive. Now, we are looking at an adenium, also called the desert rose. Very frost tender, really anything below 45 can cause frost damage. And if you look right here, that was some frost damage from a previous year. I didn't quite get it under cover in time. But undercover is just under the patio. Now, adeniums store water in their trunks. They're called caudiciforms. The caudex is the trunk, and they have this swollen caudiciform, which is actually quite lovely. But when it is cold out, you have to encourage them to go dormant. So I have stopped watering this plant. Basically October 1st, I stop watering, I move it into a sheltered location, and it's responding to the lack of water by dropping its leaves. That's fine, it's gonna do that. It's going dormant. Now next spring, it will flush out with new growth and it'll grow all new leaves. Now, they don't do this necessarily in their wild habitat of South Africa, but this is what they need here. And right now, I'm just throwing the leaves down in this pile. But next spring, when I take it back to the garden, I will clear all these leaves out, and I will actually pot this up. It's really kind of outgrown its pot. And yeah, there's little creatures in my pots. I like to support street artists. Some of you have heard this before. When I see something like this, and it was a little, kind of cute little piece of ceramics, the artist was asking $5 for it. You know, okay, so I'll eat it a peanut butter and jelly sandwich instead of eating out. And I've supported an artist. And this is what I call my pot blessings. So I have little blessings in each pot. And so the adenium needs protection. So does the, we call this crown of thorns, Euphorbia milli. This flowers all winter, even though it's on the porch. It does get watered through the winter, but it is frost sensitive. So it has to be protected from really about, again, below 45 degrees, it gets nipped by the frost. The very interesting to me thing is that these flowers, see how it just keeps flowering out of the same stalk where the flower was? I'll move the camera closer. Anyway, these pinkish flowers, or reddish flowers, the hummingbirds come in and sip nectar out of these again and again, all winter long. So it's kind of a bonus plant for me. I get to watch the hummingbirds. That each of these little nodes had a flower on it. And then it sprouts two flowers where the old one was. Can we see over here how two flowers are coming out from that one flowering branch? This is very indeterminate flowering, meaning there's no end to it. It's not a predetermined ending to flowering. It just keeps going and going and going. Now, I got this plant in 2012. And it has been happily living in this pot for many, many moons. And I might repot it next year, but you know, you kind of also don't want to mess with success. So sometimes I will just keep them in their nice pot because they fill it up prettily, and they're healthy, and just real happy that this one's turned out so well. I call them flowers. They're actually the pink petals that aren't petals, they're bracts surrounding the little yellow flowers in the center. This Euphorbia milli is related to Euphorbia pulcheremia, more commonly known as the poinsettia. Thanks for watching Gardening with Soul. This is just a little bit of overwintering my heat-loving plants in our land of El Sol. Thanks for watching.